old school teachers versus your modern day teachers.
An old school teacher. So we talking about big and ugly versus cute now,
Right, like they fancy
I would
now.
say it would be like people that
huh?
actually
Hey,
that had a big impact on your life. You know, the
Uh
ones
huh.
that actually was really wanted you to like succeed in life. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and you got to
I
wonder if
don't think
those
I ever
teachers
had a
still
teacher like
exist.
that. I never had a teacher that actually cared about me. They were all
Oh yeah.
assholes. Yeah,
What up, Levette? I know that's
they
Levette.
definitely thought I was going to be a piece of shit. So they're like, "Oh, this little nigga, we don't have time for you."
Yeah,
I had like maybe
and
three.
based on where you go to school at too, I'm sure, because like when you were unfortunately you were a brother going to school with mainly predominantly white, you might not your
Oh
teacher.
yeah,
You
100%.
said Arizona got some teachers in hot water from. Oh yeah, not just Arizona. A lot of teachers getting popped off with these students, and I should say I should be clear. A lot of female teachers have been getting popped off recently.
No,
So
let be even clearer. A lot of no, you're right. A lot. I was gonna say a lot of Caucasian women, but if you go down to Atlanta, a lot of them.
yep, it's some sisters too. Yeah, they've been getting popped off. And so you know what? That's just to me, that's social media. They see they don't see women as criminals, but they see us as criminals. So that's a great example. You know, these SA charges that teachers was getting. You know, when you hear that, you automatically back then would think of a man messing with a female student. And now all we keep saying is that these females, and we talking young female teachers, is messing
Well,
with
They're like grown
I
ups.
want to
students.
say this: all the teachers I had were ugly as fuck. Every
Right.
single one of them. I don't think I had a
Yeah.
pretty teacher.
Do you think that society changed in a way that make teaching harder, or you think it's just
Yeah, yeah, but the problem with teaching is being able to communicate. So when I was in school, the
yeah,
biggest issue is like I have to move to learn. So like if I'm just sitting still and a motherfucker
yeah,
talking at me, I'm not gonna look at nothing, but they're gonna perceive that as stupid. You
yeah,
understand what I'm saying? And I'm
and not wanting to
what you call it
participate?
they call it a kinesthetic learner. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So as I move, I will pick up that shit and I pick up patterns and structures. That's my
yeah,
blessing. But
yeah,
the problem is the school don't teach you like that. They just follow this little girl that's sitting here and looking stupid, and I need to move, and it becomes hard. And then they
yeah,
start labeling you ADHD and all this other dumb shit because you want to
yeah,
move.
yeah. I agree.
I think society has made it harder for for kids to really focus and learn, honestly.
Yeah,
But also, you know, everybody's different with how they learn it. And I think they're starting to do more research on that and trying to figure out.
I think when you say society, I think you got to be very specific because there's definitely
Society as in like in general, just I want just I mean in like society as in like whether it's the school systems, whether it's
the
just people in
parents,
media, whether it's
mainstream
parents,
media.
they
I'll
feel
be
like
clear. I'll be a little bit more clear.
Uh huh.
When I say that, I mean there's a split, and we all know what this is. So like when me and you sit down, we
Yeah,
understand something. We all understand something. There's another group of people when we sit down, they don't understand another a motherfucking thing that's being said.
so even
So
the
that's
yeah,
culture
yeah.
too has to
Culture
do with it.
definitely. Yeah,
it's
agree.
less to do with culture and more to do with the influence. And I know y'all will say, "Oh, those are the same thing," but there's something that influences the culture. You understand what I'm
Oh, of
saying?
course. Yeah,
Right. So it's
So
it's individual groups that have their own influence on whatever it is that's causing society to have an effect on the way kids are learning.
so
You
Eric
know.
said unions protect terrible teachers now, so teachers don't got to do shit and they keep their jobs. I think it's a little deeper than that. Right.
hey, you heard about the teacher that was? Oh, we were talking about this. The teacher that was sleeping with the kid and he was making fun of her, calling her all types of names and shit, and like low key extorting her.
Yeah,
Like low
yeah.
key,
I
that's
know
what he
what
was
you're talking
doing.
about.
And then he was like making fun of her. It's like, yeah, you're a fucking old lady trying to fuck a kid. You should be
Yeah.
ashamed. And she
He
like,
had a little buddy in on it too.
yeah, he was like, you trying to make me feel bad? Like,
Yeah.
I was like,
Yep. I
yeah, nigga,
remember that shit.
you're not supposed to be fucking a kid.
Yeah, exactly. Bitch, what's wrong with you? That's why I say it's the like mentally, what are they going through all of a sudden? And I get, we don't know what was going on back then because we didn't have all this exposure. But I just don't believe, like you said, first of all, the teachers was different. They was just way different back then. So, I
Well,
mean,
you had Mary Kay Letourneau out here fucking Billy, so you know.
yeah, true. We had, I feel like old school teachers had more authority. Like the parents sided with the teachers more, and students feared getting in trouble. I think the teachers they could be more strict without backlash. Like I actually had a teacher who was still whooping the kids when I was younger. I remember that.
Man,
And
nigga, ain't
parents
nobody
knew.
whooped you in school, nigga.
No, they didn't whoop me, but they was whooping kids. Well, and you got to remember, I went to private school too, so that's a whole different thing.
My sister's a teacher, and I think the biggest issue that she run into is there's a disconnect between the student and the kid, and
Yeah,
so a lot of the issue is something that the communication between the teacher is there, but
yeah,
the impact or the consequence that needs to be there is not
yeah,
there. So she'll tell them, "Hey, your kid is doing this, that, and the third, but there's nothing coming from it." So she's steady kind of dealing with like talking to deaf ears of the parent, and then the parent like, and now she get to tell you, "Hey, now I done told you all year your little son ain't doing shit. Now I'm finna fuck his little ass." Now like, oh, not my baby. This shit is
right.
wrong. This shit ain't right.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and that goes to one of the points I was gonna say. Like back then, if your teacher called home, your parents was on your ass. But
Oh,
today,
bro, man, listen. If the teacher called just to say I had a good day, I was getting my ass whooped.
right?
I'm
Because
trying to
the
tell you, my
parents ain't
dad said,
even
"Yeah, you interrupt my goddamn." I'm telling you, my dad was so
right.
strict, man. Dad did not play that shit.
Yeah, Eric said the teachers back then was built like linebackers and offensive linemen. You ain't never lied. You ain't never lied. Big swole motherfuckers. And that they didn't play. They'll slap you and you wasn't gonna do nothing. These little teachers now, kids try to fight
I'll
each
even
other.
say this: I've had teachers cuss me out. I've had this
Oh
one
yeah,
teacher, man, Mr. Bob, in the sixth grade. I don't know
yeah,
what the fuck I was doing, but for him to pull me out to the side and like start to hit me in the shoulder, like, "Hey, man, what the fuck, man?" Like, I
right.
know he wanted to like really hit me, but he's like, "Hey,
Hell
Rodney, I'm
yeah,
trying
you
to
better
fucking
get
do
your
my
shit
job,
together.
man." They're like, "Oh, bro, hey, Rodney, you know I was a little asshole." So you just
Uh-huh.
imagine it. Take it back 3 years before that, I was a jackass. So he was
Yeah.
like poking me. I'm like, hold on, man. I didn't even tell my mom. I was just like, you know what? I probably did deserve that. I probably did deserve that. And then
Right.
when I was in middle school, when I was in I was at a summer camp, and this black counselor, he pulled me away. He's like, you know, goddamn well not to pull the fuck away from me like that. You know better.
Oh
I
yeah.
was just like, oh, yo, nigga, I was like,
Like, whoa, wait a
okay,
minute.
okay, yeah, you're
Right.
right, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And the white teacher, I was just laughing at him, but that black dude, I was like, nah,
Yeah.
he ain't playing. So there is something there. You have to let, and this is gonna sound crazy, but you got to let the right people teach the right people to render the
Absolutely.
right people.
Absolutely. Yep. And I think LaKenya kind of hit on that when she was saying, like, you got to have people that can relate to you, kind of respond to you. An example is black kids needing black teachers and staff to talk to them. Like, I worked at Toki Middle School. A lot of those kids ended up being from Chicago. And me coming from the west side of Chicago, I knew how to relate to and talk to those kids without disrespecting them and making them feel like I was just always on their case. And
Yeah,
so people would always ask me, like, how do you get through to these kids? And I'm like,
man,
it ain't. I saw it as like I don't understand the question because I just be myself. But then that's when you understand that
that
the
rigidness
relation is
don't
everything.
kids do not relate to rigidness. You present
Exactly.
them that shit the moment you sit, they already rejecting your ass. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So that was it. Like when
Yep.
I was coaching, that was the difference between me and the head coach. She was stiff as a fucking board, had a whole branch up her ass, and she didn't know how to talk
Yeah.
to kids. But I'm up there like, yo, I'm kicking it with them. I'm getting to know them. They telling me all they shit outside of school. That's the
Yeah.
coach. I listen to this shit. I hear their game. I'm like, yo, listen, you need to focus here because there's a lot of shit going on outside of the school that they're gonna tell you if they really trust you. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, and that's the thing. It's like if you if you look at back then, like we had that report of parents and teachers. It's crazy because like we got social media now and we got so many ways that parents and teachers can communicate. And I'll use our kids as an example. Like I remember the teachers, we had a meeting and they was telling us, oh, we got this app, we got this app, we got the email, we got the parent square. It's like all of this stuff, but somehow there's a communication barrier that didn't exist back when the teacher just could call home and the
No,
parent.
I was a lying little motherfucker, bro. Because if you know how
No,
to
yeah, I know you
finagle the
was.
system, nigga, you finagle the system. Because I had ass whoopings to dodge and get away
To
from. It's a
avoid,
little
hell
different.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My dad was
Yeah.
not playing. I'm trying to tell you, he was whooping my ass like he thought I was Michael, nigga.
Right.
Shit.
Hey, but that's different. You was Desperate Times was calling for desperate measures,
Yeah.
so
My
you
mama,
was
they wouldn't
figuring
even
shit
like. I remember
out.
one time, man, I was hanging out with my friends after school. We lived down the street. My mama pulled up, get in the car. You would have thought I was robbing somebody.
I think a big thing that we have to acknowledge, though, with kids that some people don't like to acknowledge is like fear creates order. You know what I'm saying? So like
It's
kids
not
feared that
fear,
the
it's
teacher was
reverence.
going to whoop their ass. They feared that the parents was going to whoop their ass because the parents sided with the teachers. And it's a whole different world now. You know what I'm saying?
I
So it's
think
like,
fear is the wrong word. You want reverence. You don't want to fear nobody. You just want to have a level of reverence and respect for them. When you
I
throw
agree.
fear in it, when you throw fear on it, it's a whole other situation. You're not
I
trying to fear
somewhat agree
nobody.
with you, but I do think that it was more fear back then because again,
Well, I
teachers,
mean,
kids feared getting their ass whooped. That's just the truth. You know what I'm saying?
I
You
don't
even
make it
saying
right,
it.
motherfucker.
You even saying it. Like, you know,
That don't make
my
it right, nigga. I just told
all
you.
right. You right, you right. You right about that.
I told you my dad was wrong, nigga.
Hell yeah, but and that's the thing. You was like, yo, he finna whoop my ass, so fuck this. Let me figure
Right.
this out.
Good news, bad news. Ass was getting
Yeah.
whipped. I don't care.
Yeah. I mean,
He took pleasure in it. I think he was just in there practicing like granddad, just swinging that belt with fucking balloons and
right.
busting them motherfuckers. Just practicing.
Right, working on the swing and shit. You like,
Yeah, he's like,
yo,
all the accuracy is there.
you
Do you
know what I'm
think it's
saying?
more the parent and the child more than the rapport between the student and the, you know what
That
I'm
too.
saying?
You're right. You're right.
Kids
That's a
be
great
lying.
point.
They be
Yeah,
lying.
that's a great point.
Let something happen in the school. I'll be like, no, I ain't do that. She lying. I ain't shit.
Yeah,
She said I did this. I ain't do none of that, mama. She hating. You know what I'm saying? I'm
yeah,
lying like shit.
yeah. And sometimes your parents was going for it, but a lot of times, and I think even today, parents know when their kids is wrong, and
Yeah.
I mean,
sometimes they
the parents
acknowledge
want
it.
to back you up, though. They want to back
Yeah,
you up. They don't want to believe they got a little lying, manipulative motherfucker as a
yep,
child.
exactly. And so that becomes a problem sometimes because you can want to back your kid up, but you got to do the right thing at some point, if not for anything else, but for the better of your kid. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think that we do have teacher shortage. Teachers being underpaid plays a role because now you got to accept what you can. You know what I'm saying? It's harder to be like, oh, we picking the best of the best because y'all ain't paying, and so they don't want to teach no more. And so that's a big deal. I feel like that makes a world of difference, and social media I think plays a huge role. And
Oh
social
yeah,
media
yeah,
plays
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
huge
Because
role.
everybody got to perform.
Yep, absolutely.